Hey, hello and welcome everybody to 3D Printing and Painting. Today is Friday the 13th. It's awesome. And I've got a really cool guest on today. And we got lots of spooky prints for today. Anyway, this is episode number 25 of my weekly Hangouts. And today I've got a really amazing on. I've got Ron, the happy extruder, joining us today. So let me bring him in. We all can say hi to him. Hey, Ron.
Hey, Jerry. Thanks for having me on your channel.
Today?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, sir. You're awesome. I see you in the community posting all over. You got a lot of amazing prints. You got a ton of Prusa printers, and yeah, you're wonderful. So
thank you.
Here,
thank you. I appreciate it. I've been watching you and your amazing prints, and especially your painting. I like the way you use the skin tones, and something I'm still need practice in, but I'm hoping to
skin tones are really hard. Eyes are impossible, but I'm working on it. Yeah. A lot of times I use pastels because once you get the skin tone close, you can use like a chalk pastel, they're oil base, and you can try to tone things in and then do a light clear coat over it. But let me say hi to a few people in chat. Hello, Astro Printer. David Petzel, how you doing, David? David's been on in the past, and he designs the Pets Fangs over on Thingiverse. Hello, Betty Boop 45, Microtech, Non-Fam. Hello, Non-Fam. Let's see, Red Light's here. Hello, Red Light.
Hey, David Red Light.
Yeah, Red Light pops up all over the place. He's always busy in his garage working on something. Anyway, yeah, hello, everybody. We're live on YouTube, on my Facebook group, and on my Facebook channel. If anyone is watching on Facebook, please click the URL, and once you do that, I'll see your name once you say hi or make a comment. That'd be really appreciated. And we'll try to answer all your questions and get it thrown up in chat. If I could, hey, Mike's here. Never let the machines win. Hey, Mike. How you doing?
Mike. Mike and
yeah, he's a great guy. He popped into one of my hangouts about a week ago, and he was hanging out chatting. So, yeah, I see Mike all the time. If I could, let me ask you my first question. What got you interested in 3D printing, and about when?
Oh, it was about 2 years, a little over 2 years ago. My son brought home a 3D printed ring from school, one of his friends. And the funny thing was that he also had a small, like, dragon type print. And I was saying, how did you do this? He said, no, a friend of mine did it. He has a 3D printer. I said, those things are worth thousands of dollars. And he said, no. He said, father paid a few $100. And the rest was history. I had the friend come over and give me a little talk on it. Then I went on YouTube and I discovered Joel, the 3D printing nerd. And the other Joe, Joe, which was 3D Maker Noob, and watching their videos, and I just try to absorb a lot of information on it. But I'm going to be honest, when I got my first 3D printer, I did stick the memory card in there, and nothing happened because I didn't know about slicing the file. So I went back to YouTube and took some more video lessons and tutorials, and then the rest was history. I was off and running.
Yeah, I've been into it about 4 years, and back in the day, I seen wooden printers or they're balsa wood basically. I didn't know what they were, and the prints were real corny looking. I'm like, nah, this isn't for me. And then about 4 years ago, I was randomly searching YouTube, and I found a video where a man and his wife were traveling across the country in their trailer, and they had a small printer. And it's like, wow, that's cool, and it was reasonable. So I done a little research, and I don't remember what printer that was, but I wound up buying a CR10, and then just kind of got carried away since then. So it's been a lot of fun.
You know the bug once it grabs you.
You buy one, and a month later you're like, well, I need two. It's taking too long to print this. I need to print these parts. So then you can justify buying another one, and then later another one, and then or that was a great deal, or this guy has this, I like that, and it just kind of gets carried away sometimes. 3D print newbie, how you doing?
Hello. The 3D printing the tinker in me merged perfectly with the 3D printing, because I said, you know what, if I have a larger build plate, I can print bigger. So I took that CR10, and I went 1,000 meters tall, and then I said, you know what, as you scale the prints up, you also need that base to be larger. So then I went 1,000 meters wide, and I did a Spider-Man bust, and I said, you know what, for just a few bucks, you can actually change these printers. So I started doing that to some of the printers. I did it to my Ender 4 and went 1,000 meters on that too, which is right over
Here's a
there.
printer here. I'll pull up. You can tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, that was the first. Oh no, this was the Ender. I went 1,000 meters on the Ender, and
Wow.
I did the similar thing to the CR10. And then I went 1,000 meters wide on it, which I ended up using acrylic, and then uh, I changed it to a glass, and I tried different surfaces.
Yeah,
And
going that tall, you'd have to probably print pretty slow so the bed's not jerking back and forth too much.
yeah, I would. Yeah, I adjust the jerk settings on it as well, and print very slow. And for the most part, most of my prints come out pretty good because I do print slow. I don't mind having a print that go into a next day. Once you get that out your system, all your prints are going to come out amazing. Because if you can wait for it, it's worth it.
Yeah, I think my longest print was probably like 8 or 9 days. And at one time, when I first started printing all the stuff I had behind me, I was printing 24/7. You know, a print would come off, I'd load another print and get going within 5 minutes. And it was that way for weeks and months and just constantly. So basically, the machines never shut off. They just kept working, and I kept throwing filament in them.
Yeah, the longest print was on actually my conversion of the CR10. I did the Meta Hackers mascot, and it was 4 days and somewhat hours. That was the longest. No
Yeah,
thunderstorms. Living in Florida, you just pray no thunderstorms. Wait, at that time, we didn't have resume printing.
yeah. My wife said last night, they said, well, I'm not sure where he lives in Florida, but I think they've got a hurricane blowing through, so you're going to have to cancel your stream.
It
Was
went.
that
It
news
went
near
through.
you?
Yeah, it went through. Went through. Pretty. It went through yesterday, so we were spared. Which,
Okay, cool.
thank God.
Yeah. I wish we had bad weather in Vegas. We never have bad weather here. I wish we did. When I seen clouds the other day and it was kind of murky and cold, I was like, cool, this is awesome. It's not just nothing. So, and here's a printer here. It really looks awesome.
Okay, that's the end of 4, and that's the one that's behind me in the stream. I made it. I went 1,000 meters also up on it, and I actually printed the stock to the Mandalorian rifle on that all in one piece. I had reached out to Rob Pauza. He said, "Yeah, I'll send you that file one piece." I didn't have to slice it because I had enough space to.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm no engineer. Most of the stuff is MacGyvered together. So, as long as your belts are tight and everything is straight and true, shouldn't have an issue.
And here's a picture of you. And I guess you got carried away on some of your prints. Here's a big assortment.
Yeah,
Santa
that's
Ron.
that's at Maker Fair, and we take a lot of prints out there. And I had some people come out and they share the table, and it's amazing. You meet so many people, and you meet the kids, and their face light up when they see your prints, and they touch it, and they say how this is done. And I got the Prusa behind me working and doing some rockets to give away as free swag to all the
Wow.
attendees. It's just amazing, And when you hear people say, "Oh, finally, somebody who's into the same stuff I am," it's a great feeling. Great feeling.
Yeah. And they go, look, honey, see, I can have more. Look at him.
Yeah, you get in trouble with a lot of the wives that are attending the shows with their husbands because, like, see, I can buy that too.
Yeah, when my wife went to Florida recently, I told her, when you come back, I'm going to move you into a smaller room and I'm going to extend my hobby room into the master. So she's like, no, you better not. So,
Yeah,
do you wrap up all your prints in towels, or how do you usually protect them when you ship them?
okay. When I'm going to the events, I use the Home Depot cardboard boxes, and I use bins, the plastic bins, and I do wrap them in the bubble wrap. So every time I get stuff from Amazon or all these shipping places, I do hold on to those bubble wraps and air wraps,
Okay.
and they make it pretty decent.
Yeah, the problem I used to have with bubble wrap is I like to put it on the floor and jump on it and pop and, kind of act like a 2-year-old. So, and I was telling, whenever my wife doesn't like taking me to Kmart or Walmart because I go down the toy aisle and I start pushing all the buttons and making everything go off all at once, acting like a 5-year-old. So she gets embarrassed, so she kind of walks away quickly.
We're in the same boat.
Let's see what we got in comments here. Nothing happening in comments. Yeah, and for those of you that have been kind of following me here and there and what I plan on doing, I got something cool in the mail. I got goodies in the mail. And that's something big. My wife doesn't know that it's sitting there yet, but now she does since she's watching this, Betty Boot 45. And well, that'll be many, many, many videos to come on what's in that box right there. So I have to get a little more money so I can afford to do some upgrades on it. And as I get more funds, then I'll be able to buy upgrades and do a bunch of videos. And there I got my Ghostbuster car sitting by it. It still has a long way to go in the Ghostbuster car, but it'll eventually get done. And that Ghostbuster car is 3 foot long if anybody hasn't seen it before. So that's going to be quite the project. Both of them are.
That's definitely looking amazing there, and at that scale.
Yeah, it's big. And somebody asked me, said, well, when you get done, are you going to do Back to the Future next? Actually, I probably won't because this is going to be so time consuming. Here's a picture from over on Cults 3D where you can buy the file. It's under $10. And, you know, he's got a PDF file that comes with it that explains on electronics how to do everything. It's got an audio file that you can put on the Pi. It has a sheet you can print out for the stickers on the doors. It's really super detailed. And I resin printed the parts that I could on my Elegoo Mars, and the bigger stuff is all FDM. But for $10, I mean, it's a steal of a price. It's an awesome price. And the designer's name is One-Eyed Monster is his name over on Cults 3D. So I love plugging people whenever I can for all their great work. It's an awesome community, and you know, we all try to help each other out whenever we can.
And that's 3D printed or resin printed or both?
Yes, the car is 3D printed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I printed parts on the CR10, the Hypercube, the TiVo, just different printers, various printers, and glued it all together. And then I resin printed the wheels and everything like that. What I could resin print, I did. But I only have an Elegoo Mars. I don't have a bigger resin printer.
That is not another printer, is it?
No.
What is it?
It's not a printer. It's a laser printer company in California sent me. So. All righty, we're back. Yeah, we had a discussion about the big box.
You're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're in so much trouble.
Anyway.
It's not a printer though. So
Yeah,
at least it's not a printer.
Not exactly a printer, no.
it is.
So anyway, yep, busted. Yeah, I'm reading chat. Anyway, let's move on here to another picture. I'm turning red now. Wow.
Yes, that's my wall right there, and I have some of the prints that I took down, and most of these are more newer prints up, and I tend to swap them out and put some away for the shows, for the Maker Faire events, and some of my nieces and nephew, they show up and they end up taking them too. But yeah, I did this display and pretty happy with it. It gives you motivation when you see all the stuff up. I would like to paint more like you do, and especially Graphit over on Twitter. He does an amazing job with paint work. That's the next level. I like to paint.
Beautiful. Let me go back to chat here and catch up on me being in trouble.
Every day you box.
He says, what is it? And then she walked in her since I didn't tell her what it was. Let's see. Busted. LOL. Dixon. Hello, Dixon. Hey, Dan. How's it going?
Hey, Dan.
Oh, here's her last comment. I'm in so much trouble. Well, I'm the one that makes the money and I'm the one that pays all the bills. So it's, you know, kind of my thing. And a company in California did send it to me. I am going to be doing reviews on it. So anyway, you can take that how you want, but let me share a screen here. You got something really cool here. Let's see if I can pull this up that you wanted to show everybody. And there's a link in the description for this below. Let's see here. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, this is a 3D. This is a 3D printed augmented reality setup that I designed to show Bruce's road to 100,000, and basically it has a video embedded in it, and it has pictures of when he first had the farm, all the products that come with the MK3S, and the actual printer above, and his bust. And what this is for the kids at the shows. When I'm at the show, I have an iPad with this cube. With this cube, when you put it in front of the iPad, it'll has the QR codes and it'll pick it up, and they'll be holding this exact item the way you're holding it and manipulating it. And you can zoom in they can bring the printer closer and see the different parts. Instead of having them put their hands on printers that are actually working and maybe, too hot to touch or dangerous to get pinched, I hand them over the cube. And I have different printers also tagged to this. So if they want to know what a delta is, I'll show them that. If they want to know what the Cartesian is, I show them that. So this is a way to actually introduce remote learning as well. So if you want to teach
The video is not playing for some reason.
Did you click play on it?
I don't see a play button. I'm clicking on the pictures.
Maybe if you refresh it. It's
There we
playing
go.
now. There it is. So they actually see the video, and it has sound too. You actually hear the sound as well playing. You'll hear the sound of Joseph talking and everything, and they can actually watch the story and then see the printer for themselves and see what comes.
Oh
in the
wow!
box. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm trying to set up a bunch of these and have a talk with the kids at one of the events, so they can each have a cube and hold it. And these cubes also, if you go to mergecube.com, you can print out these QR codes. They have a PDF, and you print it out, stick it onto a cardboard or anything, make your own cube, and you have your own VR space. So it's pretty decent. You can also see STLs. You can tag an STL here, and you can stamp it and put it in virtual space and look at the overhangs and see what's going to be a headache before you even print it. So there's a lot of things you could do with it. I'm not getting paid by MergeCube. I just find that it's an awesome device, which it has all this weird stuff on it. But it's an awesome thing to have as a remote learning tool. You can do so much stuff with this, and also you can tag video games to it. You can actually have a hot end working, so you can just have components of the 3D printer working. How to install a heater cartridge or nozzle. So there's a lot of stuff you could do with it.
It's very nice.
Any educators out there, look into it. It helps out with your lessons.
And there's a link in the description below where you can find Ron, and the link to the video that we just seen is linked below in the description also.
Yeah, you can interact with it. Just hit the play button, interact with it. That is my largest print I've done. That's the Alita, and it was off a Thingiverse, a very small model, and I just scaled it up, and I printed everything except the body. The body I printed on the Formbot Raptor, and the rest was printed on the Artemis Pro 300, the Artemis by CNC.
And my next question is, how many printers do you think you have owned, and do you have a favorite?
Wow. Yeah. So that would be 6, 7, 8, 9. That would be 11, give or take. Well, 12. I gave one away to my nephew, so 12. My favorite are the ones that work.
Yeah.
A favorite. Oh, God. And it's hard to say because I have a favorite for different categories. So my go-to for something that I need right away that I know I don't have to think twice, it would be the Prusa. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And something that I need that's going to be tall and flashy, but I need it to be very successful, the Artemis CNC, because it's a solid print. Solid.
Yeah, I've never owned a Prusa, but I may get a mini one of these days just so I can say I have a Prusa and I can, experience it. So
I build mine, so it's the best experience. I tell people, if you build your machine, you know your machine, and especially new people coming on. I know it's hard to tell them that, but if you really want to know what each component is doing, you put it together, you'll have a more clearer image and picture of that. I've been playing around with the Vivdino Trudune, which is the Voron clone. their Voron version, the clone. And so far, I've been impressed with it. So I'm still doing some tests with it. The shipping, which I have a whole video on it, was kind of interesting. It made it, thank God, in one piece. Some stuff were broken. They replaced everything right away. But the way the belts are on it, there's 4 screws for each of the 4 belts because this is all on rails. But where the screws go in, it's not even it's like injection molded. It should be metal. It should be a metal part. So I'm gonna have more information on that. But so far, it's an interesting printer.
And let's see, here's a printer here.
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
That's the 5D Notre Dame. It's the clone of the Voron, and which they actually reached out to the Voron community, and I verified that through some of the members. And don't know if it's open. It's open source on the Voron community, but if Vivino did not release any open source file,
you got acrylic on all the sides except for the front, or
it's acrylic on all the sides and the top. Is a front. There's acrylic door.
okay.
And it has a vent. You could turn on and off. So if you want to print ABS,
Okay,
it will vent out. It has a type of vent back. Pretty strong fan too. Kind of loud.
right.
But for PLA and other stuff, really got to
Yeah, I have the one printer that I keep my CR10. I have it in an enclosure.
close.
I think I have a picture over here somewhere. I'll show some quick pictures if people haven't seen my hobby room. Let's see. There's a lot of my prints. That's not everything, but that's most of my prints. That's probably 85% of everything I have.
Amazing, Jerry. You look. It's a studio, Jerry. It's a studio.
Yeah. For years, I used to post over on Facebook constantly. Every single one of those models at different stages is wound up on Facebook in multiple groups. And lately, I haven't posted that much because I kind of ran out of room to print stuff. So I don't post as much anymore. And then there's a lot of my printers there. And one of them is sitting on a smaller table, so I didn't have room on the counter. And then here's my enclosure with my CR10. It's a wooden enclosure. It's got 1/4-inch plexiglass on it, and a lot of resin printer there, and a few things from Nico Industries on the top shelf here and there. And then here's my patio that I just enclosed. I put a wall up, and I moved my paint station out there and my resin printer, and that's where the new project is going to be going on the table. Also, that's in that box you should have seen earlier. And
Nice
here's
space
outside of
there.
it. Yeah, there's where the wall is. That used to be open where I put the door and everything in it. I still have to paint it. That's primered, but that's my new patio area. Anyway, yeah, my wife just said it's a mess. Let's see. No, I don't think my room's a mess. So I think I got it nice and tidy, and it looks really good.
Yeah, mine looks clean until you look at the floor. I don't know what it is with us 3D printers that we won't pick up all that skirts and brims that.
Yeah, I get the house vacuum cleaner and I get out the wand and I walk around and suck it up, and what won't go up the hose, I pull off the end and throw it in the garbage. But yeah,
My dog normally finds the ones I miss and says, "Oh, there was one back there. Thank you."
I have a can of compressed air. I went and bought one of those portable air cans, and I take it in the garage. I fill it up with my compressor, and it's got a flex hose on it with a blowgun. So whenever I want to clean out my extruders, when they kind of grind filament, it builds up. I just take it and blast it. Or if I need to clean out something, I'll just hold the fan so I don't over rev, and I can blast it out with air, or the hot end. You know, you pull the little like hair strings off with the hot end fan, and then I can hold it still and then blast it out with the air. So it works pretty good. And you've been designing some things too.
Yes, I started messing around with ZBrush. Yeah, that's a remix of the I believe that was on Pruser printers.org, and I took the extruder wheel in the back, and I said, you know what, if I merge these two, I can make a nice indicator for the extruders. And sure enough, it worked. Man, spinning around. I had some people come by and they saw the print and say, "Whose head is spinning around?" I said, "That's one of the CEOs."
And here's a sword you're working on, right?
Yeah, that's actually I was doing my own lightsaber designs, and I didn't know that with ZBrush you could do some nice hard surface modeling, and that was just me putting some ideas together.
He froze. Oh no, he froze. He'll be back. His internet just bleeped.
Stuff, trying to do some.
Oh, there you go.
There
Nope,
we
no,
go. Okay.
yeah, he froze for like 15 seconds.
Yeah, show here
Yeah.
that was switching. Showed my internet switching over here. I don't know if it was switching
Okay.
over.
Yeah, I can hear you, but you're kind of frozen. It's okay. I think I can hear you. Okay, we can keep going if you.
The audio's fine. Okay, the audio's fine. Yeah, if you could show the not extension two.
Now it's garbled. Pulling that back up.
Okay, that was the design. There you go. That one. That was more traditional design from like what I saw in one of the movies, and I said, let me piece this together. So that's going to be resin printed on the
That'd be very nice. Yeah, your video or audio's cutting out and you're frozen again. That's okay. We'll deal with it. So yeah, a couple days ago, guys, if everybody was on YouTube, everybody's internet, YouTube was down everywhere. So I don't know what happened, but I couldn't watch any videos or anything. It was down for a while. I'm not sure how long, but it was down. So YouTube had a problem. And there's another picture of it printed.
That's the actual resin printed model that I put on the printers, and it worked. You know, I'm surprised when it works. You know, it's like.
What kind of resin printer do you have?
I have the Elegoo Mars, and the My Mini Factory Edition one, the green one, which is just
okay.
another Mars, but it was pretty nice. Yeah, it has a different motherboard in it than the Mars, but they print it pretty good.
You do it. Thank you very much for the $5. I really appreciate that.
That's John. I miss. I used to watch John stream his video games. It was fun nights. Miss it, John. We got to do it again, and tell the crew that I missed them too.
See, where was I going here? Oh, I was talking about your resin printers. Yeah, I bought my Mars about a year ago, and around December, I replaced a screen in it. I started getting my prints were sliced, and then I rarely used it since last December, at least not that much. And then I replaced the screen again. And here a few days ago, I was working on a video, and the print was done. I went out there, hit the button to raise it up a little bit higher, and the button wasn't working. It's like, what the hell? So I moved my finger down about a half inch where there was no button, and then it was working. So I did try to recalibrate the screen, and it kept failing. The recalibration failed, so I couldn't recalibrate it. So I'll have to get on a group and see what's going on, or if I just have to buy a new screen. But for some reason, if you want to use a button, you got to go where there is no button and push it, and then you can make it do that function. So I don't know what's going on. It's really strange.
If the space is too far, if it ain't too far, you probably could get away with it if you don't run out of real estate.
Yeah.
Until you get a screen.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened. I don't know if the screen's going bad. I've never heard of that, nor have I ever had trouble before with it.
Yeah, normally you recalibrate and it'll pick up the points. Unless it has dead pixels and it can't pick up.
Hey there, Jerry, Mike, Ron, Betty, Don, everybody. Yeah, whenever I get on a live stream, I'm trying to tag everybody, and then it's like you get tired of typing, and it's like, hello, everybody that I didn't type to. Yeah, it takes a while hitting at this, at that person, back and forth. So,
what camera you use, Jerry, for your videos and stuff?
Logitech Brio. It's a webcam, and I've got like a snake arm on it. It's like 20 inches long. I bought it. I used to put the camera on top of the monitor, but then when I'm looking at the screen at my guest or you, I'm not looking up at the camera. So right now it's right in front of the screen. And sometimes I got to kind of do this to look around it to see what I'm reading. And then I've got dual monitors where I got the other one where I've got chat popped out in YouTube. And then I've got my Logitech Brio controls if I want to change my size, like, let's see here.
Oh, cool.
So I can just blink on them, change what I'm doing.
Very clear. Nice and clear.
Yeah, my main computer's across the house, and I've got like a 100-foot network cord that runs through the living room, up the wall, behind everything, and plugs into this other computer. on for StreamYard, and it's only 720p. I can't afford to pay for their 1080p. It's like $40 a month if you pay monthly. So I pay the 25 a month, paying monthly. So, and then any donations that I get from people, it helps me to keep making videos, pay for StreamYard, buy upgrades, things like that. So whenever people send me money on PayPal to my email address, it's really awesome. I get it instantly. And then through YouTube, they take 30% and you have to wait 3 months. But any and all donations are really appreciated. And I love it when people donate money to help out.
Yeah, it all helps out. That's one of, yeah, I did that in ZBrush and I just threw it in Photoshop. It was something I was worried. I loved designing aliens and stuff, and I just wanted to give this guy an attitude. And it came out pretty nice. I'm actually going to print it. I actually picked up a large Canon printer that does poster size, so I'm going to give that a shot.
Does he have a name?
No, because then if I give him a name, there's always somebody going to say, "So I have an attitude."
Here's another picture of all your stuff. Wow.
Yeah, and there go that stock I was telling you on the rifle. I printed all in one piece on the extended Ender 4 that I did 1,000mm. So it helps out when you want to do things in one piece, and I have to have so many cuts to glue.
Is that a large or a mannequin there on the left?
That is a mannequin for I was putting together the one of the Mandalorian costumes, not the Mandalorian, but a Mandalorian. And my wife said, "Oh, just get a mannequin so you can hang all the stuff because you got everything lying on the floor." And I had all the filament on the wall, and I took that off, took it off the wall. I said, my wife said, "You need a better system. Let's get that." I said, "Yeah, I gotta get a better system. I need a bigger house."
In Florida, you get a lot of humidity, so you're probably using your filament dryer quite a bit, right? Or
Yeah,
no?
for certain filaments, I use it, but for the most part, I keep the humidity with the AC running because the AC is running all the time here. So it's pretty level. I really don't have, maybe the first 6 inches of the filament is brittle, but the rest of it's pretty decent.
Yeah, you do. It's talking about. I posted a video on YouTube where I'm playing "Low" by Flo Rida, and all my lights are blinking, and I'm walking around with the camera, kind of filming it. And I threw it up on YouTube. And then Alien 3D for the Virtual Maker Fair, he had a bunch of people that were dancing at the beginning. So I forget what song I was playing, but I done the 10-second clip where I was kind of dancing, and then he found a copyright-free song to play, and then he threw. I was right on before 3D. I can't think of his name. Joe.
3D Maker.
No, it was a different man. I can't think of it. I was right on before him, so that was pretty cool. I got like a 5 second to be on it. I applied to be on the show, and I never got accepted. But that, hopefully next year, if they get back out in public and everybody can go see them in person, that they also do something virtual. There's so many people that would love to go that can't either fly around the world or drive clear across the country with all their stuff, but they would love to be recognized and virtually show people what they got going on. So hopefully they can do it both ways. That'd be really awesome.
That would be nice. Yeah, have somebody with the camera, which they do. They usually have someone going live.
Yeah, I was playing Thriller by Michael Jackson for the Alien 3D thing. So I was playing different songs and trying to dance a little bit and trying to find the best one. And then I went and edited 10 seconds exactly. Then I sent it to Josh. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, the cool thing about ZBrush, if anybody wants to get into it, there's a lot of tutorials online. Even on the ZBrush Pixelogical site, they have their own tutorials, and it's like 100 videos. So everything you're starting out, you're not sure what to do, you can go there and check it out, and you'll be amazed at what you could do. I like kit bashing a lot of stuff, which, like, if I take a model, especially Photos Mint, I took his model and I made a scenery on with a door in the background, some bricks, and this device is all different pieces I just pieced together and put it on there. So it kind of came out cool. So I like doing stuff like this, and as long as the designer doesn't mind a remix, and he didn't mind, you can get creative and do your own sceneries and make your own dioramas. You never know. And why not? If you have a 3D printer, you should at least be able to design some of your own stuff and make your own things and print them, which is why I want to get to one of the CAD systems soon. I've been using.
when they made the first Star Wars, when they made the Millennium Falcon, the modelers went out to model stores. They bought a zillion different models. I don't remember how many it was, but it was an awful lot. And they just started grabbing bits and pieces, and they designed it that way. And so years later, when they wanted to recreate it, it's like, well, where'd all this stuff come from? Because it was just random stuff, because they never thought it would be such a big hit and go on like it has for so many years.
There were a lot of grills from cars and pieces from submarines, and it was just amazing what they just did.
Yeah. And here's something here. I think you designed this, right?
Yeah, that was an attempt at Red Skull, and I wanted to. That was my first one that I actually did the lower part of the body, and I wanted to do a nice stand for it. So even though I didn't key it, it was all one piece, and I'm pretty good with the with Photoshop and stuff like that. So I just put it all together. And my nephew took that to New York. I printed it in 2 colors, and he took it.
Yeah, I don't think there's a free version of ZBrush, but I know that there's a reduced version that doesn't cost that much. You can pay monthly, I think.
There's a free version now called ZBrush Core Mini, and you can it gives you some brushes, so you can actually you give it to a pro like Fotis, and he'll come out and do a bust or something. But not all the tools are in there when you get to see all the other tools that you get used to using. But it's a good start. And what I did was I did the subscription until I was comfortable enough to say, okay, I think I can invest in this now because I'm able to do my own character.
Here's something here I just had in a video that came out today. I posted. This is by Fotis Mint. This is Jason.
Look at that. Amazing. Look at that.
Came out really good. I printed this. What was it? On my CR10, I printed this on.
Did you use any supports on the chin, Jerry?
Oh, yeah. I had supports on the chin and the eye sockets. And when I sliced it in S3D, it was sitting on the build platform like this. And of course, there's a million supports back here that weren't needed. So I deleted all of them. And I did have a little stringing here and there on the back wisps, but I just, scraped them off. It was no big deal because I knew it could handle the angle. So, yeah, this is really awesome.
That's nice.
Then I printed the base separately. And then here's a Walter White from Breaking Bad. This is printed in a copper. It's called Giant Arm. It's a G-Tech filament. It's called Giant Arm off Amazon. That's a copper. Walter White came out great. I did break his glasses, taking off his support, but I can easily glue it. It's not ruined. It's just cracked a little. But yeah, came out really good. Fotis Mint is an amazing designer, and the filament printed really nice. So
awesome. And he's very helpful. You have a question about ZBrush, he jumps right in, answers it. Real cool guy. Very cool guy.
And here we got Halloween. And Michael Myers. Yeah, I couldn't think of his name. That's Michael Myers.
Was that 150% scaled up?
Yeah,
200?
150%.
50%. Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, lots of little goodies here. And then I done to Jason, my resin printer, my Elegoo Mars. Here he is resin printed.
And no sanding at all? That's no sanding? You didn't sand it?
No sanding. I pull off all the supports before I cure it. And then the drain holes, I'll just take a drop of resin with a Q-tip or an eyedropper, put it over the hole, take a UV flashlight, cure it. And then if it's still sunken, I'll put another drop on it, cure it, and then I can always sand down the hump if I don't get it perfect. Very simple to fix. And this has been hollowed, of course.
Came out clean.
Anything fairly large, I hollow.
Nice. That's the good thing about that. If you don't have to be. No one is born with all these skills. You can develop them along the way. And if you have one good thing about ZBrush, you have good favorite character. You can sit there and just hash it out. And remember, it's your version. You're not you're trying to recreate something, but it's your version. Like my Swamp Thing didn't come out that great, but he's still work in progress. So
looks nice.
Thank you. You know what? It's a learning process, and you know what? If like my grandfather used to say, you'll miss all the chances you don't take. So take a chance.
I love monsters. I don't know. I get tired a lot. I'm 56. I don't sleep well at night. I usually get up about 8 o'clock in the morning since I don't have a job no more. But whenever I do a live stream or hangout, I got to have a monster. They usually wake me up. Are you froze?
Yeah.
And
There it is.
okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Here's a Frankenstein you're working
Oh
on.
yeah, that's one I'm working on for next year. I mean, I'm still taking my time with it, and he looks a little different now. This was the first processes on it, but it's fun, man. It's a lot of fun, you know. And it's great for your blood pressure. Brings your blood pressure right down when you're doing some creative stuff.
Yeah, painting the same way. I rarely paint. My wife is always wanting me to get stuff done, and I got a lot of Christmas things to get painted, and I haven't been doing it, and I need to get on the ball. But it's really relaxing to painting. Take your time, and it's a lot of times I'll sit in the living room at the table, and I've got a little table that pops up in the living room. I sit on the couch, watch Netflix or whatever because I like to, and just tinker around and paint stuff. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I find myself doing the same thing, binging on something and changing one of the motherboards on the printers. And oh, nice,
Frankenstein's Monster by Photo Cement.
nice.
I want to print this really big, but I haven't done it yet. I want to do like a life-size version because Frankenstein's Monster, I mean, that's been around forever, and it's a very great job. He done an awesome job designing it.
I went to Halloween Horror Nights and they had the same model, large. As you go into the haunted house, they had the classic
Mhm.
monsters, and it was just amazing. Seeing they threw a lot of seaweed on it. All this other stuff. It was just amazing.
Yeah, I'm working on the Duke by Fragments. He's a designer for my wife's father, lives down in Texas, and he's got his horse, a base, and then John Wayne standing next to it. And I'm going to bronze it. It's all printed. Most of it's primed. I just have to putty a few little places, do a little sanding, and I'm going to hit it with a high gloss black, and then I'll take a rub and buff and bronze it that way.
That'd be nice. Yeah, a lot of people ask in the show like some of the stuff they have to look twice. You know, they think it's a cast, and I say no, it's 3D printed.
Yeah. Well, not all prints, as you know, but some prints are almost perfect. You look at them, it's like, wow, I don't see layer lines. That looks perfect. And people say, well, do you sand it? Well, if it comes out good, you don't have to sand it. You can just clean off the supports, prime it, and paint it that quick. You don't always have to sand unless you have layer lines and you need to sand it. So it all depends.
Like my favorite print here. This thing came out amazing. I mean, the texture on the hat. I got some whisk that I didn't yet hit it with the but it's just amazing print.
Beautiful.
And this was printed on the Artemis Pro DME CNC and did an amazing job.
Very nice.
And that filament was the filament that came with the MK3 S. It was a great filament that came in it. I said, you know, who's filament? I'll throw it on there.
If anyone on Facebook or YouTube has any questions, please feel free to ask. And here's a picture of you and Joseph.
Yeah, he came by and they would say, "Hey, your display is better than our table over there." And I was it was printing rockets because I was running out of toys to give out. I gave out 989 3D printed toys, and
Wow.
I was running out, and I started printing some more.
Did you pre-print all those before you went, or just most of them?
I had pre-printed most of the toys before I went. I have 2 bins that I give out, and we had that Maker Fair. They broke a attendance record.
But how many Maker Fairs have you been to?
Wow. I went to that. I participated. I went to Orlando Maker Fair twice. Gainesville Maker Fair out here in Florida. I hit all the Florida ones. Jacksonville, Miami. Went out there. That was interesting. And I went to New York Maker Fair, but as an attendee.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I hit Earth. The last Earth that we could attend. That was nice.
So before you set up your own table, you actually went a few times. You knew how the process worked and what you needed to do.
Yeah, I went to 2 Maker Fairs, and then I said I can do this, and I jumped in.
Okay. Yeah, I watch all the videos every year. I still rewatch them sometimes to see different people and what they're showing off or what they're building and designing. It's really cool watching them. And whenever somebody puts out a video, I hate when somebody puts out a 5-minute video. I usually
Yeah.
grab food. I sit down in the living room. I watch TV and I'm watching somebody's video. I want to be entertained. So when I make videos, I try not to make them too short because I want people to hang out with me. Like it's almost like a live stream, even though we're not
Right.
chatting. I try to stretch them out a little bit. They're usually at least a half hour or so long, sometimes a little longer. I don't want them to be wham bam done. So,
Yeah, and especially when you start putting more production in it, you go, this got to be a two-parter or three-parter. And then
when I done my video and showed all Potus's prints with Sunlu resin and their curing station that I put out yesterday, I time-lapsed every single print and me taking it out, and I sped it all up, but it was just too much. So once I put it together, I cut all that out. It just shows one print. I time-lapsed it, and then when I went to edit it, then I sped it. I crunched it there and sped it up even faster. And then it shows me going real fast, just cleaning it and washing it and going through the process. So, yeah, it gets to be too much. You cut out so much footage. And I have cameras on most of my printers, but I went to get some of the footage from Octoprint so I could have the time lapse, but I had too many files over the last 6 months or a year. It didn't even tape. So I lost the footage I wanted to add to it, but that's life.
Octoprint does a good job, but I'm still looking for something that I can just, drop and go, and then you can just grab it because, like you said, it's the space and then computing and your processors, and especially with the ZBrush stuff, it takes up a lot of processing, your rendering.
I have a small tablet I bought probably 3 or 4 years ago. It's not very big, and you plug it into the computer, obviously, and you just write on it and look at the screen. I've never learned how to use it. I need to, but it seems like the days just go by that quick for me, and I start this or do that, and the next thing you know, it's time to go to bed. So I've never made time, but I want to learn. I should learn. I want to make a mini me. I've talked to a few designers that don't have time, like Joe Telling has a mini me, or Chris Workhockey, for instance. Got a little mini Joel right here. I got a Chris Workhockey. Well, I want to make one of me and have it say 3D HP on it, and I can put it up on Thingiverse. If people want to print it, then they can put it underneath their car tire and drive over it when they go to Walmart or something. And say, look, there's Jerry Knapp on the ground, and run over him.
You know what's cool about that, Jerry? It'd be nice to have all, most of the community members as a mini me's, and then you can have a wall with it. And whenever you go to a Maker Faire event, take it and have them sign the back of it. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
And I've never made a maker coin. I don't have a maker coin yet. And then the stickers I had made up through Sticker Mule. Nice. They had a special. You get 50 for like $19 for the special. So I used my email, my wife's, and then my dog's. So all three of us ordered 50, and then I got 150. And then I've been mailing them out randomly to people that I know in the community. I've been sending them overseas, here in the U.S. And then all my leftovers on my Facebook group. I was listing an ad. Anybody in the U.S. that wants a sticker, PayPal me $1.25 and I'll mail you one. If you're overseas, $2.50. That way it covers my sticker cost and my stamp cost. Anyway, and then once I run out, then I can take those funds and buy more stickers. But yeah, they're really cool. And then John Mack made me a big banner that I got. Robbie Mack, I said it again, not John Mack. Robbie Mack made me a big banner in the background. So I got a big banner. I got that done for $75, including shipping, and it's on the wall behind me. So it's table size. So if I ever go to a Maker Faire or something, I don't think I would drive there because I live in Las Vegas. But if I ever went, I can set up a table, or it's just an idea. I'm trying to foresee the future.
I got to reach out to Robbie. That's the only thing I'm missing, my banner. I don't have a banner. I got to get that set up. I do have a sticker board, and I usually put all the stickers there, and I take it with me, and I display it, and everybody can see it. Where you at? I'm in Ocala, Florida. If you was to put a dart in the middle of Florida, it'll land pretty much close to Ocala, the horse capital of the world.
Yeah, my wife was wondering where, and I said, I don't remember what you had told me. So, old curmudgeon, note to self, I didn't above you like your print precise wrong printing.
Yeah, it was glitching where it was skipping the nozzle, causing it to pause. I don't know if in the new firmware update did they address that issue.
Yeah, my wife's mom lives in Pensacola right now. So every year when I get our taxes done, I give her part of what we get for a refund, and I fly her to Florida for a month.
Nice.
Usually a month. I want her to get a one-way ticket. We could save money, but she wants to come back. So anyway, you know how that is. And for reason for that is kind of like what happened earlier. And she came out yelling at me while the stream was going. So I muted and it's like, honey, I'm streaming right now. I don't care. Anyway.
You didn't hear your dog. You didn't hear a little while ago. Your dog has to eat. I'm streaming.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, this was a video where we were also was putting for Wexter, and I put a whole bunch of prints of everybody there: Eastman, Wexter, Otis, and it's just to show you I like printing large scale stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually go 150% on everything. And then I said, well, I'm going to start doing minis. And I should have done that all along. You know, things to me, this is a mini, you know, things this small.
Right.
And then I got kind of carried away. So if I ever get an Etsy store set up, and I've talked about this for years, I need to sell off my prints, painted or not, as is, one item, not multiples. And if I ever did do multiples, I would contact the designer and I would see what they did or didn't want me to do or not do. You know, always check with your designer before you assume something and just try doing it. And it saves a lot of headaches. And then whatever the designer tells you, then you print that out or save that. That way, if there's ever a problem, you okay, well, here's what such and such said. And if you do sell on a site, always list where it came from. That way, you're not trying to hide anything and everybody knows, well, here's where it came from. They could go ask the designer, well, Jerry Knapp is selling this. Do you know that? Yeah, I know. He contacted me, et cetera, et cetera. So,
yeah, always credit them, especially on the bottom of your setup if you're selling it, because yeah, you don't want that coming back to you negative.
Yeah, I've had my Facebook group for about 4 years now, and I am friends with a lot of designers. A lot of people PM me, a lot of people post on my group, and I used to have people contact me every week saying, hey, do you want to print this, do you want to print that? And pretty much almost anybody, not everybody, but most people I ask are more than happy to give me whatever I want to print, because they know I'm going to show it off for them and help them get more, you know, more sales. But I'm just so backed up on things and I don't have room. So I, you know, usually don't get anything from anybody most of the time because I just don't have room. So,
yeah, I got a couple of projects I'm working on in the shed outside because I ran out of space here. You know, as much as my wife loves me, I don't think I could take any other space in the house because she says, unless that thing makes coffee, there's an idea.
Let's jump on to question 3 since I'm kind of skipping the questions. Oh, we've already talked about this. Do you have a favorite print? And I believe that's your graybeard there, right?
Yeah, my graybeard. This thing came out just, I mean, immaculate. This thing is just amazing. Down to the stitchings in the back is incredible. I know I have to hit it with the blower to get the whisks, but
yeah,
it came
out. And then you got to be
nice.
careful not to get it too warm with your heat gun when you do that.
Exactly.
I have some whiffs here on the fingers of this little print. This is from Chelsea from Chaos Cortex.
Oh yeah, it came out awesome.
I got a little string on the fingers, so I got to try to pick most of those off. I don't want my heat gun to make the fingers curl up on it. So, yeah, she's done a good job.
Yeah, Chelsea. I got the pumpkins over there. My nephew was painting them. I was doing a necklace, but my mother fell ill, and that's another thing for those of you who know me. I haven't been as active because my mother ended up having emergency surgery. She got sepsis. Her intestine was pinched with scar tissue, and it got cut off the blood circulation. So I've been for the past 6 weeks back and forth to the hospital, but she's doing good. She actually was walking today. She was able to eat today, and she should be coming home in 2 weeks. So that's good news. So I'll be back doing the stuff I love. Being it's Friday the 13th, I'm gonna show a print here.
Sure.
That's from your from Mr. Fotis there. Real quick print I did, but I like this character. I visited the Halloween Horror House, haunted house they had for him, in a tribute, right? You know, after he passed, it was awesome. We had a lot of fun. But Friday the 13th is an ode to Fotis.
Excellent.
Clothing.
My next picture, let's see. And these are a bunch of your buddies.
Okay, yeah, this is there's Shane, there's Mike from Midnight He's on Twitter. He has all the big swords, the giant swords. We were taking the giant sword he had on display at Earth, and we took all of us to mount it on the wall over at Dave Randall's shop, Printed Solid. And you got Mitch there. You got the young kid in the back next to Martin, Iceland PDP. He designed a 3D printing chocolate machine. He had it at Earth. That was cool.
Oh, cool.
And then you have there's the White Knight over there, creator Carl over to the right. Then you have Poppy Ron and Uncle Ron, that's father and son, and me there, and Dave behind me.
Okay. And the man next to you?
That is Mitch.
Okay.
He was the one at Earth carrying the 3D Delta on his back with battery packs. He's on Twitter too.
How tall are you? About 5'8", 5'9"?
I'm 5'9".
Okay. Yeah, I used to be 5'8", and as I got older, now I'm like 5'7". I shrunk.
If the hair keeps receding, I'll be 5'8" again soon.
Yeah, years ago I started losing it on top, so then I just start shaving it off because it's all white on the sides. My goatee's white. And I thought about dyeing it brown for all these live streams, but it's expensive to buy that stuff and dye it. Then it's going to rub off on your pillow. So I guess I'll just leave it white.
Yeah, I did it one time, and I found it on the pillow, and I said, that was a waste of money.
Do you have any other hobbies other than 3D printing?
Yes, I do a lot of Photoshop stuff and graphic works. Like a lot of posters, and I was doing logo stuff for a little while, and kind of like doing that stuff. I also I'm a bowler. I'm an avid bowler. I don't know if you can see behind me. I got my gold medals that I won at the Police Olympics up here. I got
cool.
Gold, bronze, and silver. And yeah, so if anybody ever needs a stand-in bowler, I'm good.
You said Police Olympics. You're a police officer?
I was yes, I'm retired law enforcement from New York, and did that for 21 years, and then I moved out here to Florida. I visited my brother, who he used to work for the gas company in New York. He put all the gas lines in the major ballpark stadiums and all the stuff, and he came out here, and I came to visit him, and I liked it, and I said, hey, all right, I'll invest a little something out here. So we had it about.
You were in the military too, right?
Yeah, I did Army Reserve. I did 13 Bravo Field Artillery, and did that
Thank
for
you
8
for your
years.
service.
No, my pleasure. And interesting, rolling into law enforcement was that disciplined military regiment was easy. So I took an easy way out.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I bowled a lot when I was like 14, 15 years old, and the ball was fairly heavy that I was bowling with. And then I didn't bowl most of my life. And then, I don't know, 5, 6 years ago, I went bowling, and that same ball was really heavy. It's like I was losing my strength or something. I don't know. But I worked construction most of my life, and I used to be fairly buff. And then I retired, and I quit working. I quit doing anything, and I got real sick for a couple of years in the hospital, had major surgery, and I lost most of my muscle. So I'm not as strong as I used to be. So the younger me could beat me up. So anyway, yeah. That's just life.
That's I was about to say that is life, and you start to see some of the limitations, and I'm glad I had these hobbies. And I'll tell you something about 3D printing with everything that was going on, because at the same time my mother was sick, my uncle was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and so they're the last two of the lineage. So there's no more uncles and aunts, it's just my mother and my brother. And 3D printing kind of gave me that distraction to get me through this stuff. It's a welcome distraction, and the community members are awesome. The ones that they reached out, who stay in contact with me. It's just awesome to see that you have this camaraderie in this craft. And there's a lot of amazing people, a lot of people going through stuff. So just reach out every now and then if you know them and you know what they're going through, and then give them some words of encouragement.
And you're married? You have kids, pets?
I'm married. I have a son who's 15. I have a daughter from my previous marriage. She's 20, 21, and she's in New York. I have numerous pets throughout the years. I just recently I lost my Weimaraner for 12 years, 2 months.
Wow.
I still have a multi-pool, and he's 6 years, and he was the only one left, and I was struggling so much, and I had that gaping hole in my heart. I went and got another Weimaraner from the same breeder, and I know sometimes it's not an impulse move. It was more like I gave such a wonderful home to my first Weimaraner, and I'm capable to do that again. So I'm doing the same opportunity to our new puppy. His
Here's a
name is
picture
Jack.
of my two dogs, Nikita and Sandy.
Oh,
I'm holding my cell phone. I took this picture and I'm holding a cookie or something up by my phone, and that's why they're staring at me perfectly
I was
still.
yeah, I was wondering either a treat or a steak to have them
Yeah,
that
they're
focused.
like, let me have it, let me have it. So anyway,
That's all. So
um,
having a companion, it
do you
helps.
have any teasers of upcoming projects you might want to talk about?
Yes, I've been working on this printer. If you saw the one with me standing with Joseph, it doesn't the build plate wasn't enough to make enough rockets to give out to the kids, and I had parents waiting around half an hour for the rocket to be done. So this project is to do those rockets at the shows to give them out, and all the swag toys I make, and it should be finished by the end of December. So
That's
it's a work.
awesome. You got two Pruses there in one.
Yes, I have to, and I borrow a lot of parts from the Bear Cruiser project, and a lot of people told me why didn't I just do the Bear Cruiser because of the rails, but the rails are pretty stiff, and I just wanted to keep as much original as I can and see if it works. Everything I do, I want to see how far I can push myself and see if it works.
What's the build volume?
It's about 600. Yeah, 600 is the regular width of the Prusa bed, but it's about 600 wide.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's
Very nice.
amazing. Amazing what you can do. You put your mind to it. And I have a project I haven't unveiled yet, but I can talk about it. I'm putting together a larger resin printer from scratch, and I'm using the Chi2 boards for that project.
I would love to build a mid-sized resin printer without having to spend $500 or $600 if I could do it for half the price, but I don't know where to start. I've looked around on different places and I can't seem to find the information I need. But I would love to be able to take maybe.
I'll send you a link.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very, very interested. And then, maybe further on down the road, I could do some videos on it, or we could do videos on it, whatever, something. But yeah, I would love to do something mid-size and not have to spend an arm and leg.
Yeah, because you know what? To be honest with you, it's like the resin printers, the larger ones. You have to remember that you spending a big chunk of change, but it's a consumable. You're gonna have to change that screen, and you have to have access to that and the money.
I remember Uncle Jesse did a video a while back and he upgraded the screen. Of course, most of the stuff he doesn't pay for. And he's like, you can upgrade this screen and you can be 3 seconds faster. And it's only $800 to do this. It's like, wow, upgrade for 3 seconds for $800. I don't have that kind of money, but it's crazy. And then some of the printers nowadays, the mid-sized printers, they're saying that you get like 200 hours. Well, if you're printing print after print 24/7, 200 hours is nothing. So you better have somewhere to sell the prints to justify that cost. That's why with my next project that I showed you that big box of that, I plan on making money with that. And that's going to pay for itself. Other than I'll do a bunch of videos, I plan on making different things I want to sell on, whether it be Etsy or through Facebook or through friends. I plan on that making me money. So
well, definitely. When I go to the shows, if you have some of the stuff, maybe send me a sample. I'll put it out there, put your information, and I do that a lot for the designers too. I have their prints and their information, and people write it down, either whether it's Patreon or whether they go support them by subbing to the channel, checking their live streams.
Yeah, she's saying I better make money. I'm planning on making money. Last year, or not last year, 6 months ago or so, I built an MP-CNC in the garage. It's 3 foot by 3 foot. And all I have to do is the firmware. The motors, everything's plugged into the board. I've got to put the firmware on it and make sure it's working the right direction. It's got a Makita router. I haven't finished it. I need to finish it. So now I told my wife I was going to make signs and do this and that, and I haven't got it done. So Now that I have another big box, she's like, well, what about the garage? What about this? What about that? So I understand where she's coming from. So,
Yeah, it happened to me too. I mean, I had one box show up, then another box show up, and then the Vivino Tradoon. This thing is huge, and it was taking up my wife's space in the garage. And like she said, "When move that to your side, I want to put my car in."
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Cars belong in the driveway. I'm sorry, ladies. The garage is a workshop. All that stuff. There's no extra room unless you're got a 3 or 4. If you got a 3-car garage, you can have your workshop on one side and have maybe park 1 car in there. But no, if it's only a 2-car garage, that's a workshop. Park in the driveway. So,
So, I'm applying the dollar solution to the space problem. It's only $1, and it'll solve your problems. I buy a ticket every now and then at the convenience store for Lotto, just in case. Hopefully that should solve the problem.
yeah, could you imagine if you won like $400,000? Don't give it to any charities, but you could individually spend the rest of your life helping out people. Buy a house, buy a car, buy them goodies, and you could help out that particular family, but not giving it to a charity, because no matter how much you give to any charity, tomorrow they're going to want more money. It's never going to be enough. That's how they survive. And they're never going to find a cure for cancer, because then they'll go out of business. That'll never happen. But you could help out the families or the people that need things and buy them things. That'd be fun to do that, just to give people things, buy it for them, not give them cash, go buy that item for them. They want a car, go buy the car for them.
And if you hit really large, you're not going to spend that in a lifetime. It really doesn't make sense. Help as many people as you can.
Pull up a few comments here. But yeah, we've been streaming for a little over an hour now, about 6 minutes over.
It's really cool. I appreciate you having me on, and at least people get an update as far as why I've been missing in action. But I'm hoping that everything starts to settle down and we're able to go to shows again. And your virtual idea is amazing. Hey, I would love to set up a virtual table here and somewhere in the house and put all the prints and actually do like a Maker Faire event virtually.
Yeah.
Have the
I
camera.
love having people on every week, and they can show off what they're doing, and we can chit chat, and people get to know each other this way. It's great. When you post a comment to somebody in chat, a lot of times people misinterpret what that comment says, but it's good when you can talk like this. It's, that's our new normal is virtual. So
yeah.
Anyway, hopefully one of these days things will get back to normal, but I don't know when that's going to happen.
Yeah, I'd love to meet you in person. Met so many people through 3D printing, and so many cool. And we got together as a large group at Earth. That was amazing. It was an awesome experience. And even companies and CEOs and all these people get together. It's something that you really don't experience that much when dealing with a certain company or a certain product. This is amazing.
And in the description below, everybody, there's links to Ron where you can find him at. So please check out. It says show more. Click on that. There's all kinds of information. There's discount links. If you'd like to help out my channel, there's links how you can do that. So thank you very much, Ron, for being on. Stick around. I'll get right back with you.
Right.
And well, that's about it for this week, folks. On a Friday the 13th, I thought today would be a great day to have a stream. And I usually have hangout streams every week. This week, I didn't have one on Sunday. I've been busy with other projects. I'll try to do a hangout stream in a few days. I just released a video last night, one today, and I have another one coming here in a few days. But I'd like to thank everybody, and everybody just, have a great day. And I'll see you next time. So take care, everybody. Be safe and happy printing.